Nick speaking. Welcome to this video on how to magnetise Annihilation / command barge. I'm going to show you how to magnetise them up and basically make them interchangeable. Now first up you're going to need to cut all of the bits off the sprues and file them down, scrape down all the mould lines. Once you've done that, you will need to do this. First of all, you will need some magnets. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to magnetise the whole thing with one set of magnets, one size. So these are 2mm by 1mm. I'll put a link in the description where I get my magnets from. Now you can potentially use different size magnets for this, as there's certain things so you can change the magnets around, but just in case you've never magnetised anything, rather than having to get all different magnets, I'm going to do the whole job with just these. So you'll need those. You will need a pin vise, a 2mm pin vise. This is a Games Workshop one, although I think it's the old one. And you will need a very small amount of green stuff. This is actually grey stuff. It's Gal Force 9 equivalent green stuff, exactly the same stuff. Okay, so step one. I've done step one. That's pretty much building the majority of the model here. These are I'm pretty much ready now just to magnetise them. So I've got all these bits already built. Now on here, just one thing that you have to do before you build it, and that is on, let's guess it, there you go, right, this section here. Just going to stop the camera and get a bit closer. Okay, so this is the top panel, and what you need to do is cut off that little prong at the back, and then take your pin vise and drill a hole in its place about 1mm deep, enough to put your little magnet in. Now I've done that already on this one, you can see that just in there. Now apart from that, you can build the model right up to this stage without having to worry about magnetising anything at all. You'll notice I haven't put my men in, and that's not because I'm going to magnetise them or anything, it's just that's easier for painting. So my men are going to go in after I've painted them. So first up then, we're going to magnetise the undercarriage. And what I'm going to do, because obviously you have an option of guns to go with it, this particular one here, what I've done is I've already put some green stuff or grey stuff in the hole. I did that yesterday, so now it's gone hard. So what I'm going to do is drill a hole in the bottom of that for the magnet to go in, and then I'm going to drill a hole that side there for the magnet to go in. Okay, so that's those bits done. So basically drill a hole out at the top and at the back there, put a magnet in each hole, and you will then take your gun. Going to cut that top piece off, which normally would go into the hole, and drill a hole in that, put a magnet in, and there's already a hole there, so just put your magnet in there. So I've done one gun already. Here we go, that's the other gun. So a hole in the top with a magnet and one at the back. That's still drying, so whilst that's drying I'm going to do the other one. The second one done. Cut the top off, put the magnet in. Now on the back it's actually quite hollow inside, so I just filled it with green stuff first and pushed the magnet through. But that's both of those now magnetised, so that one, that will come off and put that one on, like so. So now I can glue that section onto the bottom of the vehicle. That's done now. Okay, that's that bit glue done, and next I'm going to do this section here for the big gun. So we made that hole earlier, so I'm going to put a magnet in there first up, and then put a magnet to match into the hole here at the back. Okay, so that's that done. Magnet in there. I'm now going to cut this one and this one off, and drill a hole, put magnet in, and continue. I've got the magnet at the back, I'm going to put the magnet on either side now. Okay, that's done. Put the magnet in on either side, cut the tab off and drill a hole either side there and put the magnet in. Don't forget on these, if the hole isn't quite deep enough to make the magnet flush, you can just drill it slightly further, which is what I had to do on these. But now that's done, and I should be able to get it the right way. magnetise it on. How about that? There you go, perfect. Now, I'm not going to glue the big gun on at this moment in time because it'd just be easier to paint around this section, but obviously that will be glued onto that. So that's that bit done, and next is the command barge section. Okay, so what I've done, in between the two prongs where the model would normally glue on, I've drilled 2 holes. Now it's very tight, there isn't much room, but if you angle it, well not angle it, but if you try to make sure that the hole is nearer the inside rather than the outside, then when the magnet goes in, it's not actually, you're not going to be able to see it basically. So I've drilled the holes out, I'm just going to glue the magnets in. Okay, so that's those magnets glued in, and you can see and there's absolutely no problem there, they look fine. So when that dries, what I'm going to do is put a little bit of paint onto the magnet, and then I'm going to put it into position while it's wet, and that should leave a little bit of paint on the model so I know where to drill the hole. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've done that, and I've got my little black dots, so I'm going to drill the holes out now. Okay, so I've done that, drilled the hole out, put the magnet in, and needless to say, when you're putting the magnets in, obviously you need to make sure that they're opposite so that they do actually magnetise. So hopefully now that section will just go into position. There we go. So what's next? Nothing else to magnetise, that's all the magnetising done, but just a quick word about this section here. Personal choice really which one you put, but for me this is for the command barge and this one is for the annihilation barge. Now they do actually just push on, and it's actually quite, well not quite difficult, but I just don't think it's worth magnetising these. They just push in, so I mean you can glue them if you want to, I'm just going to leave mine out. So what I'm going to do now is set them up in the different poses and let you have a look. Okay, so there you go, that's the annihilation barge. I've got the Gauss cannon on there, but you can put the Taos on if you want to. Magnetise that in, there you go. And now I'm going to put the command barge. Right, and there you go, there it is, the command barge. Now if you wanted to, you see the model just like moving around there. What you could do is use the back magnet just on the back there, and put a magnet just at the back of the base. I haven't done it on this yet, but put a magnet on the back of the base. If you're using those small ones, you can put 2 or 3 on top of each other, and then when it goes in, it should just magnetise on the back and just hold it into position. So hopefully that was useful to you, and I really enjoyed making this one. I now have to make my second one. I've got to scrape all these bits down again and do it all again.